can't put him on the sphere.
Hey, Guns and Gear Vegas, man. I thought I told you to dress up.
I did. Come on, it's Vegas, baby.
Here we go, another SHOT Show, Guns and Gear Live here in Las Vegas, brought to you by Palmetto State Armory. I am your host, KJ, and possibly one of my favorite people in the industry. I would say you're a good top 20.
As long as you can stay in the top 20, I think you're doing some good work. It's right around, it's a hard thing to get into. Oklahoma State football never gets there.
Who's Oklahoma? Oklahoma State. If you're thinking of Puckett.
Oh, that's right.
He's Oklahoma State. I'm OU. But we never get there either.
Oh, yeah, that'd be top 50.
Top 50. Shawn Skipper with Leupold Optics. Okay. Your top 3 restaurants you have to eat at in Vegas.
Top 3 restaurants you have to eat at in Vegas. Number 1 is a Thai place off Strip, Lotus of Siam.
Okay.
It's actually pretty well known anymore. It was on all the famous TV shows.
Oh, really?
Fantastic Thai food. Number 2, a place called Herbs and Rye. Our territory manager for this area recommended it to me. A little off-strip steakhouse. You know it's got good eats because you often see the Vegas Knights players eating there, and hockey players can eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're working hard. They eat hard, too.
The hockey players are as big as you, aren't they?
No, I probably got a little bit on that. But they can outskate me for sure.
Oh, well, that doesn't take much, man. I'm telling you. It doesn't take much to outskate me on ice. And what's your last one you would say?
Last one? I don't know. I don't want to pick something here at the Venetian Palazzo because it feels too easy and it feels like we don't have enough experience, so we'll leave that open-ended.
Okay, all right. It's
to
be determined.
I got to say, I just saw you guys' intro. I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And what's very clear to me is that your ad rates are way too high because the production values are too good.
That's these guys behind the camera. Like, they do a great job, right?
Yeah. There was definitely some AI involved to make you look that good.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was the Tux speaking.
You're going to be the reason we fight the machines. ChatGPT's like, I can't make KJ look better.
You're like, it's over. See, this is why I love Shawn Skipper because, man, one of my longest friends in the industry, and your transition into Leupold and how you've really built that brand, you've really brought it to the forefront. It's always been tradition. But, my gosh, dude, come on. Like, what are you guys doing new to bring today's hunter into Leupold?
We're doing a lot, and Leupold obviously is all about tradition. A fifth-generation family-owned company, been around since 1907, but we've always been at the forefront of innovation. And that goes back to the 60s when we invented the duplex reticle, right?
Right.
What a lot of people would call it nowadays, especially my dad, because he's just not hip with the terminology, the crosshair. But the duplex reticle that draws your eye to that simple aiming point, that was us.
Right.
And a lot of, we were the first company to build a dedicated tactical scope for the military in the 80s. We're always at the front lines. And today, this week really, we are continuing to develop even our very best scopes. So the VX-6HD, the original, was an award-winning scope, the very best hunting rifle scope in the business. I'd run it against anything in the world, up to and including some long names from Europe that people kind of stand by even though they really shouldn't.
Yep.
We've made the best hunting scope in the world even better with the VX-6HD Generation 2.
VX-6HD. I'm going to say it again, VX-6HD, because you're going to find out why I have to say it so much when I tune up the video. Okay, you sent one of these out, and the first thing I noticed, I mean, obviously it's the gold ring. That stands out, and that you got quality when you see that gold ring and something that stands the test of time. But there's a lot of other features in here. What would you say are the top 5 standout features that are not the new dial?
Not the new dial. Well, first I want to just touch on the gold ring briefly on that history part. Do you know, company lore, even we do not know who suggested putting gold rings on Leupold rifle scopes decades ago. Even we don't know.
Really?
Yeah, we're not sure.
There's not a person who's going to step up and say,
no.
Oh, hey, it was me.
We do not know if it was a family member. We do not know if it was someone in the shop. We don't know if it was someone in marketing once upon a time. But we do know that at one point the gold ring appeared on a scope and in the catalog, and then it became a trademark of the company.
So has the gold always been in the colors?
The gold has not always been in the colors. That it became part of the company brand then.
Okay. What's the earliest known date? Would you say roughly?
Earliest known date, that's going to be the 50s or 60s. You picked up a gold ring on a scope, and it just ran like wildfire. Yeah, I mean, the original Plainsman, the first scope we put out, did not have a gold ring. That was the late 40s.
I mean, because there's not many scopes out there that, like, let's say an advertisement runs or you see a hunting video. There's not many scopes out there that you can identify from 100 yards away going, I know what scope that is. Like, it's a Leupold. Like, there's not many out there.
There's not many out there. Other companies have tried to kind of adapt their version of it and done so very poorly.
Yeah.
The gold ring stands out, and when people see it, they know it means quality. They know it means American manufacturing.
Yeah, American manufacturing. All right.
Top 5
Can
features.
you give me 5 things about this optic that aren't related to this? Because we'll talk about this after the video.
All right, we can do that. So 5 things related to this optic. First, our professional grade optical system.
Okay.
That's what's on the glass. That's what is the glass. It's the best low light optic in the hunting industry. And I'm not here to pick on competitors, but take it out in the woods, take it up on the ridge, kick them, take them up on take it up on the ridge, take those other scopes out there too. And I'd love for you to do this because I know you've got them all. In low light, nothing beats it.
Yeah.
But one of the tests we will do with consumers or with guests like you when we bring them out to our range, we'll put a big foam deer target, hundreds and hundreds of yards out.
Right.
In the morning, as the sun's just starting to crack that horizon, you're dealing with glare, you're dealing with low light. We say, go ahead, let us know when you can tell how many points are on that deer. And they always pick it out with a Leupold first.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And I think, Michael, there might be some like slow-mo video in there or anything like that might be in there. It's just on the video. So we did not pull that out. Okay.
So let's see.
Number 2.
Let's see. Which order do I want to do these in? All right, we're going to talk about the new throw lever that is new on this scope. The original 6HD, it had a kind of an ambidextrous throw lever, kind of came out a little bit like a banana, a little curved.
Yeah.
And it worked. You could take it off if you didn't want it. But if you were left-handed, really dialed up all that magnification, it could start getting into the way of your bolt and all that. So the new integral throw lever, very subtle, very easy to use, left or right. And if you don't want it, get your screwdriver out, take it right off, easy day.
See, that's nice. And there's you guys probably put in a cap there and it still comes out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like there's still room to grab on there, and I do like that. Yeah, even if it's off, you still have something.
And that's a bit of the tactical community and the tactical look and feel of scopes coming over to the hunting side.
Yeah, and
they do some things
fine.
right.
A few things. Their tactics are lacking, but their gear is spot on.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
Number 3, another great one with this, avoiding the dial. We've redesigned the main tube just a little bit. This is another thing coming over from our Mark 5 line, Mark 4 line.
Okay.
You got about 10% more travel in the VX-6HD Gen 2 than you did in the original.
Okay, and what does that mean?
You're going to get more elevation adjustment.
Okay.
So guys are taking longer shots. Guys are dialing up more. So you're getting, like I said, in this case, about 10% more travel. And then based on the magnification range and the scope size, because in the Gen 2 line, we've got some options. So we've got some different amounts of MOA travel. You can get up to 15 or 20 more MOA.
Okay. Wow. All right, number 4.
Number 4, I'm going to hit and this is one that's been in several of our scopes. I don't think it's enough love. The electronic leveling system.
Hold a second. What?
Oh, the internal electronic level.
Yeah.
So, with the Gen 2, with our Mark 5, with our Mark 4, there's a feature that you can activate with a couple button pushes here on the side.
So, from here, you activate it.
Yeah, if you read the manual, and I know you can't read. But
I can't read. It's really tough, man. I would have had that Oklahoma education. Like, it's tough.
But once you activate it, you're able to actually use the internal electronics to both level the scope on your gun when you're mounting it, and also find out if you're level when you go to shoot. And it is sensitive down to 1 degree.
Yeah, and so it was funny because I found that by habit. As guys, we typically do not read instructions. We don't read, like, bullet points are what we got, and I saw that when it came through, and I was like, oh, well, I'm about to mount it up anyway. Let's see if it works. And it is. So I cross-referenced it with 3 levels, all the same. Mm-hmm. Like, it was uncanny how well it was.
Oh, yeah, and what it'll do is once you get it set up, if you're off by a degree, it just blinks at you. Very simple, subtle, like, hey, kind of the, hey
buddy.
Dummy.
Which is, it may need to blink brighter for me.
KJ, I've talked to all of my engineers. There's nothing we can do for you.
We've taken you so far. All right. What's the last one before we jump into the video?
All right. So with the 6, you get these alumina flip back caps. They're designed to keep water, dust, dirt out of there when you're hiking around, not using your rifle scope. One thing a lot of people don't realize, though, and this is a patented product here, they'll open them up and they leave them here because they're afraid they're going to break them. You're not going to break them. They're actually designed to hold like this.
Oh, that's thinking. That is thinking right there because I did not realize that. Dude, you just showed me something new. I love it.
They will hold like that. You leave them up like that. You can maybe if you want to leave them up like that at the range or something, fine. Personal preference, but if you start shooting, they're going to start wobbling around, rattling. Push them down. You're not going to break them,
and that sets them in place. Like so, they're not going to.
Oh, they're locked
loosen.
In place, yeah. Nope.
Yeah, they're not going to loosen. That might be one of my favorite features of this. Now that I know this, that's awesome.
We're getting you all trained up.
Right. I know. Like it takes someone to do it. All right. I'm going to preface this video. All right. So, I was so excited. Like you know how when you're hunting. And you're out there and you get excited and you like either miss something or stuff leaves your mind and you're like, why did I do that? Well, in this entire video, I'm walking off the mountain and I reflect on this scope and what happened with it and how effective it was. I called it the Mark 6. I am so sorry, Skip.
The Mark 6 was a very popular scope.
It was.
And a lot of folks have been calling on us to bring it back or bring back another edition of it.
It's not back.
It is not back. But I do really appreciate you trying to make our close personal friend John Snodgrass, our tactical product line manager, I appreciate you trying to make his life difficult.
I really am. I'm trying to make it difficult. All right. Here are some thoughts that I had coming off the mountain after a very successful elk hunt. So, hiking off the mountain. I'm going to give my initial thoughts on the Leupold Mark 6 HD 3-18. I will say this: crystal clear on a dreary day, and that is what you want. You really want a optic that you can trust in conditions like this. I'm telling you, I've got about 140 more yards to go. But, so crystal clear glass. The fire dot reticle, I really enjoyed. The shot was 400 yards, pretty much on the nose. And setting up, I mean, it pulled that cow elk in is what I like about that Leupold Mark 6 XD. I dialed, did not hold. 300 Win Mag, I dialed, and I'm sure glad I did because the adjustments were 100% true. My shot was a little high, but it absolutely laid waste. But when you got an optic that's turrets adjust correctly, you know you got a good one. So, well done. How do you get the fire dot to fire, Skipper? I want to know that. Because that seems like something everybody needs to know. So, Skipper, I'm getting off this mountain. Back to y'all. All right.
Was that like an existential question? How do you get the fire dot to fire?
Yes. I want to know.
Were you sitting up there in the woods, like, hitting the peyote, thinking about stuff?
I was like, I wonder how this works. How does he get this fire dot to like bright up?
By the way,
so good.
I do appreciate the Mark 6 XD.
Yes, completely wrong. I did too. So I have made it up, but it was really wrong. This is the V6.
The V6. And I also really did. I did enjoy you almost falling right down on your
Oh, my
rear
gosh.
there.
It was close. If I went down, it would probably have made the video a lot better.
It probably would have made the video a lot better.
It would have made him feel better. Like, see, the Lord's punishing you for getting the name wrong.
Yep. Oh, the God of Leupold was watching.
Yes. So, okay, we're going to talk about the new turret system. Mm-hmm. And I know this excites a lot of folks. Because it is toolless, but that's not all that goes into this optic, and there's so many other features in here that are more important. But this is what you said earlier. This is what we can touch and feel.
Mm-hmm. So folks have been very excited about it, and I get it. So our VX5HD, our VX6HD, our Mark 6 HD XDYV.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I've even stumped Skipper. My day's done.
Yeah.
I'll see you, folks.
They all come with our zero locking system,
Yeah.
right? And the zero lock system needs to be reset. You make your adjustments, you got to reset it. And in the past, on the VX6 HD, you needed an Allen wrench and pull the set screws. It was doable. It was easy, but it required having a wrench with you, whether you were at the range or in the field.
Yeah.
Those little Allen wrenches have a nasty habit of disappearing.
All the time.
Unless you keep one in your wallet like I usually do, because it's
really?
easiest way to keep them safe. I've dropped a few on different continents. So one thing we wanted to do with this was go toolless.
Yeah.
And what that means is, with the new CDS SZL2 or Speed Set zero-lock two-turn dial, make an adjustment. I depress this button on this lever, open
Lift it up,
reset my zero, close the lever. Easy day, it's done.
It's easy.
You can also, if you're someone that would rather make the adjustments without having the dial on, you can just take it off.
Take it off, and there it is.
Make your adjustments. Plop it back on, close the lever, and we got the same feature on the windage.
Okay, all right. It makes it easy, but it is compatible with the CDS dial, so you can get these custom dials made like this. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Correct. So, of course, our CDS or custom dial system is really a cheat sheet for your dope.
Yeah.
If you give us your ballistics, your atmospherics, all that good stuff, fill it in right on the Leupold website. A lot of that detail you can pull right off your box.
Right.
We'll send you a custom dial where the numbers they'll stop meaning MOA adjustments, because currently if I turn to 2, it's 2 MOA.
Right.
And 2 would instead mean 200 yards.
Okay.
300 yards, 400 yards.
So another cool thing is it doesn't just come in this model. There are 6, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 different models, magnification levels, and 4 different reticle options?
In total, yes. So there's a 1-6, a 2-12, a 3-18, and a 4-24.
Yep.
Now, within that, you get a couple different objective lens sizes. For example, this is a 3-18 by 44, but there's also a 3-18 by 50, a 3-18 by 56. Right. So you're getting different objective lens sizes. And then, 4 different reticles kind of across the line.
Yep.
The standard Fire Dot Duplex, the Fire Dot Twilight Hunter, the TMOA, and then a classic, the Boone & Crockett.
The Boone & Crockett, always a classic. It's got to be in there. Man, is there anything else about Leupold or this optic that people need to know about?
The biggest thing is, and it is hard, 2 things really, that hard to believe, a lot of folks still struggle with sometimes, the American manufacturing portion, right? No, rumors get around that we're changing how we're doing things, or we're going to Asia. No. Designed, machined, assembled in our factory in Beaverton, Oregon, where I work with 750 people every day. Like, I can go down.
That's a lot.
Just last week, we had guests in. I went downstairs with the guests, and we watched, very likely, this scope being built.
Right.
And I'm talking like from machining to everything.
Right.
And that's huge. Yeah.
Here.
And then our full lifetime guarantee. Our stuff's built to be rugged and reliable, but if there's a manufacturing defect, if there's a problem, if you bang it up a little bit and you're not sure what's going on, we will take care of it. When I say we, you send it to our people in Beaverton, Oregon, who will fix it for you.
They don't ship it out. They don't ship it out to someone else, or you're shipping it to the place it originated, its birthplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we will get scopes in that are older than me, older than you.
No kidding.
And sometimes it's just, hey, can you guys help clean it up a little bit? I was worried about cleaning it up because it's an older scope.
Right.
It's still fine. But people, they're heirloom items to people.
Right.
There are Leupold scopes out there from the 50s still being used today.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. All right. Where do they go to find out more?
For more information, as always, just head on over to Leupold.com. Please do not watch KJ's videos. He doesn't know what it's called. He doesn't know where we are right now. He's been gambling way too much.
Way too much. But you know what? I know when something works, and this one absolutely works.
For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can also watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.